Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is Bash's 11 and 12 month update. So as you can see, Bash is here for the update. Brandon is not home right now, so that means he will be joining us the entire time. And if you guys are not new to my channel, then you already know he usually does not make it through the entire update. And so we'll just see how this goes. I may have to stop and move locations or figure something out, but we're just gonna try to roll with it. He has his bottle, there are toys down here, I have snacks over here, and we're just gonna make it work. The reason why I am doing the 11 and 12 month update together is because since the last update, not much has really changed since then, and his birthday is this weekend. So, and you guys know I usually do the updates on the half mark instead of right on the actual time of whatever month he is, if that makes any sense. But since he will be 12 months on Sunday, I'm just gonna go ahead and combine them now. I hope all of that just made sense. If not, this is just the 11th and 12 month update, and there's that. Anyway, I will be reading the bullet points off my phone so that I don't forget anything, because I forgot a few things last time, and I just want to make sure that I don't this time. The very first thing I want to talk about is, and like I said, his birthday is in 6 days. It's on August 19th. His party is on Saturday on the 18th. And let's start off with weight. Bash went to the doctor a couple days ago because he had a fever. He's totally fine now, his little runny nose. But they weighed him and he was 20.6 pounds. They did not do his length because it wasn't a well visit, but we will know exactly how long he is next week, next Monday, when he goes in for his 12-month shots. And speaking of shots, I just want to go ahead and say, I get a lot of messages every single time I mention them, and we are just a vaccinating household. That's just the way it is. I've gotten a lot of messages lately about how I should reconsider the 12-month shots for him because it can cause autism. And I personally, and I'm just going to say it one time and I'm not really going to address it again, he's going to get the shots. I don't necessarily believe, based off of my research, that vaccines cause autism, but in the off chance that they do and he turns out to be autistic, I'd rather him have autism because of his shots, even though I don't think that that's what it would have been from, than get an incurable and preventable disease. So I think that vaccines are a personal choice. You have to make them for your family. And not only do I depend on vaccines to keep my son healthy, but other people whose children can't get vaccines are dependent upon us keeping our children healthy. So that's just where I stand. He will get the shots, and I pray against every sickness and disease ever coming on him. Moving on to teeth, Bash has 4 teeth on the top and the bottom, so that's 8 teeth, and I haven't seen anything new coming in yet. And we do brush them with regular adult Crest whitening with Scope. I just put a little bit of that toothpaste on his toothbrush, which is a Safety First brand toothbrush. It's nothing special, and I give him less than a rice grain, and it works fine for his 8 little teeth. The doctor said we can use a full-size rice grain, and I use even less than that, and he's totally fine. As you guys can see, he has a head full of dark hair, and I think it's so cute. His curls are adorable. We are going to go in for a haircut soon. I'll probably vlog it just to kind of even it out, because the sides and the back aren't, it's all full and in, but it's not all the same length. So we'll probably get the sides cut and the back cut and leave the top, because I love the curls and I can handle it better. And that'll come up very soon. And speaking of hair products, we use, and I'll link it below, but we use Shea Moisture Detangler. I brush it all out, get the curls nice and wet with the detangler, and then I go in, they have a buttercream, and I work that through the hair. It says use a little bit, I use more than that, and it's just fine. His hair doesn't get crunchy, but it does have hold, and it makes it, it like holds the curls the whole day. While we're on the topic of hair products, to wash his hair, we either use Shea Moisture baby shampoo or we use Aveeno, and they have like a body baby wash that also doubles as a shampoo, and we'll use that. I like Shea Moisture better, but it really just comes down to whatever we have in the house that day. And also after his baths, we use Aveeno body lotion or Shea Moisture. It really just depends. Again, I love both brands. We have used baby oil before, but I don't really have any preference to any of them. I like all of them. I just like rich feeling, like thick moisturizing lotions for him, because his skin just soaks it right up. For bubble bath, we use Johnson & Johnson, the purple lavender bottle, or we use Baby Ganix. and we love both of those. They create a lot of bubbles, and he has a great time at bath time. And I got this question a lot the other day when he was sick. I was talking about it on my Instagram. He had a fever, and we broke the fever with Tylenol. Everyone said use baby Motrin. It works a lot better, so we will probably get some of that too, but we love the baby Tylenol. It works well, and yeah, so if you are looking for any pointers on what to get your babies, I love all of those things. Johnson's, Shea Moisture, Aveeno, Baby Organics, the standard ones. I love those. For the last several months, Bash has still been in the same size diaper. He is in a size 4, and we use Pampers. We've always used Pampers, and we love them. I have nothing bad to say about Pampers, and we will use them until he's in pull-ups. As far as clothing is concerned, Bash is wearing a 9 to 12 month size. He has always kept up with his age, which has been great because we've gotten to wear pretty much everything he has. We never really had to skip anything, which has been nice. And I get questions about our favorite clothing brands for him, and I wrote all the ones that from places that we've gotten his clothing from. And he wears a lot of Carter's and Cat & Jack. Cat & Jack is from Target. We also like Baby Gap, Ralph Lauren, and sometimes Old Navy. It really is just hit or miss if you have a little boy. They don't have a lot of little boys clothes, but they have tons of little girl stuff if you have one. We also like Zara, and despite the controversy, H&M has great clothes too for babies. So I highly recommend all of those. And as far as his shoes are concerned, I don't really know what size shoe he wears because I have personally never bought him a pair of shoes. Any shoes that he has have been gifts from our friends or hand-me-downs from our friends, and so he's never really needed them. Plus he's not walking yet, and I'll get to that later. So it's not like he's getting put down in public and needs something on his feet. There are one pair of Sperry's that we have for him. They were a hand-me-down from another friend of ours, son, who's older than Bash, and it's a size 5. And they fit. And by size 5, I mean size 5 in little boy shoes. This boy has the biggest hands and feet I've ever seen ever on a little baby. And so it's made it really hard for me to find shoes for the last few months for him. But it's okay. Like I said, he's a baby and it really doesn't matter just yet because it's not like he's getting put down in public. So on to walking and all of those things. So Bash is still not even standing unassisted. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, then you know I swore up and down I thought he was going to walk early, but he's not. He's not even standing unassisted, and he will pull up on anything and everything. If you watch the vlogs, then you know he's very active, very mobile. He'll stand up and pull up and walk around holding on anything, the table, his bookshelf, everything, but he just will not let go. Sometimes I think it's because he's scared, but then he'll climb up in his little black chair in his playroom. While he's holding on, he'll climb all the way up, stand up in it, turn around, and jump off. So, and I don't like that. Don't think I like those games. He can hurt his neck, I'm sure, but he's not scared in that sense, but he just won't let go to stand up and do anything else, and so on his own. And so because of that, his first birthday will be coming up, and he's not going to be walking yet. And honestly, at this point, I'm okay with it. I used to think I wanted him to walk early, but everyone keeps telling me once he walks, you're gonna wish that you still had the moments to hold him, whether it's because he's just a little baby and he's growing up so fast, or because he's getting into everything. I'm going to wish that I could have just kept holding him, and it's true. So I'm just gonna let him be a baby. He has his whole life to walk, and I will hold him as long as he lets me. A little bit about his personality. So Bash loves music, and honestly I think he's more productive when there's music playing. So if I play music while he's eating, he will eat all of his food. It's just something to keep him, I don't know, on task, and he really responds to that. Right now he's really loving the Moana soundtrack, and he also loves Carrie Underwood, and if a song that he likes goes off, he will start crying until you play it again, and he'll be dead silent or sing along to it in his own words and voice as loud as he can, and then as soon as it goes off, you have at least 3 seconds to turn it back on. So I love that. I hope he's musical when he gets older. He loves playing with his musical toys. And speaking of toys, I do get a lot of questions about his favorite toys, and I did make a video on that. He still plays with pretty much the same things. I guess I'll reassess toys after this weekend. Before we move on to food, I just want to talk really quickly about Bash in the car seat. He is still using his Britax car seat, which was his first car seat, and he's still in it because he hasn't hit the weight and height requirements or limits on it yet. And so Until he does, I'm really not worried about getting him a new one. But recently I borrowed my neighbor's Maxi Cozy and I loved it. It was so big, so plush. He liked it. It does a whole lot of things. So I'm going to do some research on, well, I've already done research on Maxi Cozy to be honest, but now that I've seen him in one, I love it. And she had the one by Rachel Zoe and it was beautiful. And so when we do go ahead and switch him over, I think I'm probably going to get that one because I just loved it so much since we did have firsthand experience with it. So moving on to food, we recently started Bash on Greenwise brand organic whole milk, and so far so good. I did not mix it. I just gave it to him when he finally had it for the first time. I gave it to him in a regular bottle and he took it as if nothing was wrong. He loved it and we haven't had any problems with it. I didn't mix it because I didn't want him getting used to a new flavor and I didn't really think it was necessary. Some people may think otherwise, but I was totally okay with it the way it was and it's worked out for us. And the number one question I have for how we gave the bottles was, how did I introduce it? Because we still have formula in the house, I gave him a formula bottle, then a milk bottle, and then formulata and a milk bottle, every other bottle, and that's how he started drinking it. And I will continue to give him formula until we run out because that is expensive. And luckily we only had to do formula for 4 months, but still it's expensive and he's going to have it all. And I think we'll be out of it by the beginning of next week. And then he'll be whole milk all day, every day. I think I mentioned this in the last update video, but Bash is pretty much off purees altogether. The closest thing he gets to a puree on a regular basis would be like yogurt, which I'm obviously not pureeing, and applesauce, which I also don't make at home. Any other time he gets something in pureed form, it would be like a pouch, and I usually only give pouches for a snack if we are out running errands and I can't sit down and give him a proper meal, and that's about it. He no longer gets veggies or fruits or meats pureed as his actual meal. He's such a big boy now. Okay, I just had to stop the camera because he hit his head. So as far as the food that he likes to eat, he eats a lot of macaroni and cheese, and we do give him organic macaroni and cheese just because he eats toast, rice, different kinds of beans, peas, carrots, corn, peanut butter and jelly, chicken, turkey, scrambled eggs, banana pancakes, plain bananas, apples, strawberries, pears, peaches, mangoes, and other fruits. And I like to let him eat a little bit of what I'm eating. So if I have a smoothie, I'll let him have a sip of that as long as it doesn't have like a ginseng shot in it or something that he can't have. And then he has also sipped my milkshake before, and he has had cake because I made a smash cake for him in another vlog. You probably have seen it, and he tested it out and loved it. So that means good things for his birthday party this weekend. I don't really give him a lot of sweets. I don't want him ever growing up getting used to having those. And yeah, we don't eat a lot of sweets in our house all the time, so I don't want him to grow up that way. So currently Bash has a few words and it's so cute. He hasn't made the association with what the word is, so he says daddy and dada a lot, but I don't necessarily believe that he knows that that is Brandon. So, but he says it all the time and it's really sweet. He also says hi and hey, which he's been saying for months, and he says baby and okay. And so that's pretty much all I've been able to get him to say. He'll mimic a sound I make, or if I like make a ooh sound, he'll match the note, which is really cute. If I fake cough, or if I go then I don't really want to do it because then he'll start, but he'll start fake coughing. He also loves to fake cough during dinner time because he knows that that will give him his cup of water. Since we're on the topic of cups, we use the Nook brand sippy cups. We love the Learner and we love this cup. The Learner is the cup that gets them used to going from a bottle to a sippy cup, and then we also like this because Bash can use a straw. This one has a built-in straw. You can take it completely apart and wash all the parts, so I like that. There's no like hidden mildew or anything. And this cup is great. He's been able to drain the entire thing and he loves it. We do have two Tommy Tippy sippy cups, and I showed it in a vlog and I got a lot of questions about it, but I don't like them. If you like them and they work for you, that's great, but I tried to drink from it and could barely get any water out of it, and I knew he wasn't ever getting anything out of it. And then I removed the stopper, but then they were leaking everywhere, so they just weren't for us. I think this works best. It does not leak at all when you shake it or do anything, and the Learner doesn't either. So I recommend those, and I will have those linked below as well. And the final bullet points that I have on here are his sleep schedule. Bash sleeps 17 hours a day. Some people may say that that is too much sleep for a 1-year-old, but honestly, I'm not going to stop him. He's not oversleeping in my opinion. His pediatrician said it's great that he's sleeping like that because a lot of babies his age don't. And yeah, if he's crying to take a nap, and he's tired, I'm not gonna stop him from sleeping. So, Bash sleeps 17 hours a day. He gets 2 naps a day, and I did make an entire video about this and his eating schedule. So I'll link that up here or down below, and you guys can check that out. But he naps in the morning and in the early afternoon, and after the afternoon nap, he usually cannot make it until bedtime, so he takes 40-minute to an hour nap in the late evening before dinner, and then he goes to bed and sleeps 12 hours. And that is pretty much it. I don't really have any more notes. If you have any other questions about what we're doing or how he's doing, feel free to ask them. You can ask them here in the comments below, or you can ask me on Instagram. I'm pretty good about answering all of my DMs over there as well. It may take me a few days, but I try to at least say something to everybody. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Wish him a happy birthday, and I will have vlogs up showing that soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure you have your notification bell turned on, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!